welcome to the deep dive.
The
Usually when you think Jedi Temple, you picture calm, right? Meditation, maybe some quiet fountains.
soft laughter, yeah. A place of study. Secure.
Exactly. But the sources we're looking at today paint a totally different picture. An ominous quiet, a feeling that the sanctuary itself is, well, under siege.
And not from outside. That's the terrifying part. The threat is internal. It's a massive security failure we're diving into, starting with an attack on Master Yoda himself.
Right. So our mission for you, the learner, is to unpack this crisis. We're talking sabotage, broken trust, the Council's reaction.
And how trying to rebuild that trust, specifically between a master and Padawan, can paradoxically make a relationship even stronger.
It's about facing failures and the cost they carry. Okay, part 1, Anatomy of a Siege. Let's set the scene. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi get called back to the temple urgently. Why?
Because someone tried to kill Master Yoda. He was near the Room of 1,000 Fountains, doing his usual meditation.
A place you'd think is among the safest in the galaxy.
Absolutely. But as he approached this footbridge, he felt a huge surge in the dark side. He hesitated.
Just for a second.
Just a second, and bam! An explosive device under the bridge went off. That hesitation saved him.
Wow. So immediate lockdown.
Total lockdown. Temple closed to outsiders. Even Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan needed retinal scans just to get in from the landing platform. It screamed, "Inside job!"
The enemy was already past the gates.
Exactly. And this wasn't just about the one attack. It became this campaign of systematic sabotage. Very clever, very disruptive.
Yeah, the sources mention things going wrong everywhere, like the air cooling, failing, making the whole temple warm.
Right, oppressively warm. Plus, lights flickering, comm systems glitching constantly, little things designed to fray nerves.
But the big one was a turbo lift, wasn't it?
Yeah, the horizontal turbo lift. It connected the nurseries, the care centers, to the dining halls. Vital for the younglings.
And it failed catastrophically.
Completely. The head tech, Miro Darun, he was swamped. Said it was like whack-a-mole, fix one thing, 3 more problems pop up instantly. It showed how much they relied on everything just working.
It's psychological warfare, disrupting the very rhythm of the place.
Precisely. And then came the message. Left on a data sheet for the masters.
Meditate on this, masters. Next time I will not fail. Chilling.
It's personal, intimate knowledge. That's what makes it so terrifying.
Okay, part 2. The severities of the Council. So, into this pressure cooker walks Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, and his timing couldn't be worse, personally speaking. He'd just come back from Melodidean, remember? He'd renounced being a Jedi.
Right. Followed his conscience, saw it go wrong, and now he's back, basically begging for a second chance with Qui-Gon.
He needs redemption, not just training, but the Council. They're dealing with an unprecedented internal threat. They're not in a forgiving mood.
They saw him as a risk.
A liability, yeah. When they questioned him about the prime suspect at the time, Bruck Chun, Mace Windu wasn't interested in Obi-Wan's insight into Bruck's mind.
Only his fighting style.
Exactly. He called Obi-Wan Bruck's rival, basically reducing their complex history to just lightsaber techniques, tactical data, nothing more.
Ouch. And when Obi-Wan offered to actually help investigate,
Shot down. Immediately.
Windu basically said, thanks, but no thanks. The Jedi can handle this without your kind of help. A total dismissal.
So the past mistake completely overshadowed his present willingness to help.
That's the crux of it. Ki-Adi-Mundi pointed out he'd broken trust with Qui-Gon and the Council, and Mace Windu added that broken trust. It shatters things. Permanently, in his view.
Holding him fully accountable, no room for nuance there.
Well, not from Windu, but Yoda. Yoda offered something different. Still firm, but deeper.
What did he say?
He told Obi-Wan, have again what you had you cannot. He acknowledged the change. Different you are. Different is Qui-Gon. Every moment makes you so. Every decision a cost it has.
Acceptance of consequences. You can't just undo things.
Exactly. And he told Obi-Wan his path forward was unclear, that he had to wait. Hard it is to wait, but wait you must to see your way revealed. So, caught between the Council's rigid no and Yoda's philosophical wait. Tough spot.
But Obi-Wan, well, he doesn't really wait, does he? Part 3, the threat revealed.
Right, the turbolift incident escalates. The car actually snaps, leaving kids stranded.
10 young children and a caretaker, Ali Allen, stuck in the shaft. The lift is dangling precariously. Protocol would be to wait for rescue teams, secure the area.
But Obi-Wan just goes for it.
Instantly. Races up the stairs, slices an opening with his lightsaber above the car, and starts carrying these terrified little kids, one by one, across the open shaft to Qui-Gon.
Incredible bravery. Quick thinking under pressure.
Textbook Jedi action in a crisis, you'd think. But what happens next?
Mace Windu chews him out. Again.
Yep. Scolds him for impulsiveness, for acting alone, the very things they criticized him for before. It shows this deep rigidity in their structure. Heroism is secondary to following the rules, even when the rules aren't working.
So frustrating. Meanwhile, Qui-Gon's mind is working differently.
He's seen a pattern in the chaos. This isn't just random destruction. He connects it to a past mission, identifies a formula.
The disruption, demoralization, distraction, leading to devastation thing.
Exactly. Petty thefts first, then the big shock, the attack on Yoda, then keep everyone running ragged with system failures. And that formula, combined with the sophistication of the tech sabotage, it points to one person.
His former Padawan, Xanatos.
Bingo. And suddenly, other pieces click into place. Miro Darun, the tech chief, remembers Xanatos was a tech prodigy. Then another student, Siri, mentions that Bruck Chun, the initial suspect, remember, had been bragging about his powerful father figure on Telos.
It is Xanatos' home planet. So Bruck was Xanatos' pawn.
It all fits, but the motive, it's bigger than just revenge. Yoda reveals the temple is secretly guarding something huge.
The vertex, that crystal currency.
A massive shipment, not just valuable, but essential for upcoming peace talks between two star systems. If that gets stolen, or even if the security breach becomes public,
it could destabilize the region.
Yeah.
Trigger a war.
Absolutely. And Xanatos, his company Offworld, is tanking financially after a bad mining deal. He needs cash. Badly.
So it's revenge and profit, a double motive. That makes him incredibly dangerous.
Okay, so now they know who and why. Part 4 is about how. How is Xanatos getting around?
And the clue comes from an unexpected place. Obi-Wan's friend, Bant.
Right, Bant's a Calamarian, amphibious. She notices all the sabotage incidents happen near water systems, the fountains, the lake.
And she confesses she sometimes uses the water tunnels as shortcuts, even though they're supposedly non-navigable.
Exactly. Tunnels only someone comfortable underwater could easily use. It also explains why some sporting gear, probably including breathers, went missing earlier.
Secret passages right under their noses. So how is Xanatos getting information from inside? He needed a spy.
And Qui-Gon, working with Tal, his investigative partner, who happens to be blind but incredibly perceptive, they figure it out. It's Tal's own navigation droid, 2J.
Oh, droid. How?
A tiny, sophisticated audio-visual transmitter hidden deep inside its chassis in the pelvic servomotor, apparently. Triggered by keywords, feeding Xanatos everything.
Clever. And they use it against him.
Immediately. Record a fake strategy discussion, make Xanatos think they're setting a trap somewhere else. Brilliant counterintelligence.
But Xanatos makes a counter move. A brutal one.
He grabs Bant, kidnaps her as leverage, demands fuel, transport, clear passage, shifts the game entirely to the emotional level.
And this just devastates Obi-Wan.
Completely. He freezes all the trauma from Melododon, losing his friend Sarasi there. It just floods back. He can't function.
This is where Qui-Gon steps in, right? Not with orders, but differently.
Yeah, it's a crucial moment. He sits with Obi-Wan, doesn't tell him to suppress the fear like the usual Jedi way. He says, never fear your feelings. Do not try to tamp down the fear. Do not let it grip you. Breathe.
He's coaching him through the emotion, not around it.
Exactly. Acknowledging it, processing it, finding strength in the vulnerability. It's a massive shift in their relationship. Real trust being built right there.
And it works. Obi-Wan centers himself and goes after Bruck Chun,
who Xanatos has ordered to kill Bant, chain her to an anchor in a pool. Grim stuff.
Bruck tries to taunt Obi-Wan, bring up Sarasi.
Pushing all the buttons, Obi-Wan almost snaps, pure rage, but then he remembers Qui-Gon's words, finds that calm center just as the water systems restart.
Uses the environment, forces the fight to the waterfall bed.
Right as the water hits, Bruck's lightsaber shorts out, he panics, slips.
Falls, breaks his neck, instant death.
Tragic, but Obi-Wan stays focused, gets the key from Bruck's tunic, dives in, saves Bant just as she's about to drown.
Crisis averted. Not quite.
Not even close. Qui-Gon confronts Xanatos near the council room window, and Xanatos reveals his real endgame. It's not just escape, it's annihilation.
Healing crystals of fire.
Stolen earlier. Highly volatile energy crystals. He planted them in the temple's main fusion furnace.
Oh no. So when Miro Darun resets the final system,
the air circulation system. Boom! The crystals overload the furnace. The entire temple implodes. Xanatos leaves Qui-Gon with that chilling line, "What you revere can destroy you," using the temple's own heart against itself.
Part 5. Rebuilding the broken bond. Qui-Gon manages to retrieve the crystals, saving the temple at the last second. But the real work is just beginning.
Yeah, the focus shifts fully to the personal. Obi-Wan goes to Bant. And he doesn't just apologize, he truly opens up.
About his jealousy, his fear of losing Qui-Gon.
All of it. And crucially, he finally says Sarasi's name out loud, acknowledges the depth of that loss, the guilt he carries. It's a huge step, taking ownership.
He admits he can't just expect trust back instantly.
Right. He asks, how can I expect Qui-Gon to know? Meaning know if he can be trusted again. That self-awareness, that understanding that trust needs to be re-earned, that's maturity.
Which perfectly sets up Tal's intervention with Qui-Gon.
Ah, the parable, yes. She tells him about artisans on Aria. Their highest art isn't making new things.
It's fixing broken ones, mending shattered vessels.
Exactly. She says the mended cup, you can still see the cracks, the seams where it was broken. But it's considered flawless and more valuable than before.
Because it was broken and remade.
Precisely. The history of the break, the care taken in mending it, adds value. It convinces Qui-Gon. The bond with Obi-Wan, having been shattered and now being rebuilt, can be stronger than it ever was.
Beautiful metaphor.
Yeah.
But the Council doesn't see it that way.
Still rigid. They forbid Qui-Gon from going after Xanatos, say he's too angry, too personally involved. It's not the Jedi way. He'd be acting without their blessing.
But Qui-Gon's made his choice, based on that mended cup idea, perhaps.
Seems like it. He looks at Obi-Wan and says, I'm going after him. Defying the Council, choosing his Padawan, this rebuilt bond over institutional procedure.
A massive decision. And Obi-Wan's response.
No hesitation. Then I'm coming with you. The partnership is sealed, not based on forgetting the past, but on needing each other for the future.
Wow. So we started looking at how external, or rather internal, threats exploit structural weaknesses.
The system failures, the reliance on tech.
And we end seeing how personal flaws, Obi-Wan's impulsiveness, his jealousy, the initial lack of trust, were also targets, that they were overcome.
Overcome through acknowledging the cost, the pain, and actively choosing to rebuild, like Tal's cup. The scars remain, but they signify resilience, not just damage.
So that final decision by Qui-Gon, defying the Council, choosing Obi-Wan, it raises a big question for you, the listener. We know how much the Jedi value loyalty, the code, the collective will.
Right, it's foundational.
So when Qui-Gon chose his own path, and crucially included Obi-Wan in it despite the Council's ruling, what higher principle do you think he was honoring? Was it just personal loyalty, or something more profound about the nature of the Force, or the Master-Padawan bond itself?
Definitely something to mull over. What outweighs the collective wisdom in that moment?